NLC-TUC suspends planned strike for 30 days. Gunmen kill 1, injure 4 in attack on Benue community. Yobe to immunize 1 million children against polio, other child killer diseases. And away from Nigeria, UN approves international force to aid Haiti amid gang violence. These are the headlines on Trust TV News Update at this hour. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. The nationwide strike called by the organized labor for Wednesday has been called off. This follows a memorandum of understanding signed between federal government and the labor unions on Tuesday night. To ensure compliance, the memorandum will be filed by the federal government at a relevant court of competent jurisdiction within 1 week as consent judgment. Kendi Amodu reports.
Both the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress are suspending the nationwide strike called for 30 days. This obviously is to observe how federal government complies with the agreement signed within this 1 month. In the immediate 30 days, there are actions federal government has committed to, including the payment of 35,000 naira to all federal government workers beginning from the month of September, pending the signing of a new national minimum wage into law. A minimum wage committee is also expected to be set up within this 1 month, while the suspension of the collection of value-added tax on diesel for 6 months will begin in October. In addition, the federal government has agreed to pay 25,000 naira per month for 3 months starting from October 2023 to 15 million households, including vulnerable pensioners.
We're grateful to say that at this point, we finally have an agreement to be jointly signed by the Trade Union Congress, the Nigerian Labour Congress, and the federal government. The details contained in the agreement will be presented by the Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment.
In the long run are the provision of high-capacity CNG buses for mass transit, to which the federal government is allocating 100 billion naira, and the provisions of an initial 55,000 CNG conversion kits to kickstart an auto-gas conversion program.
Federal government accepts to vote 100 billion for the provision of high-capacity buses for mass transit in Nigeria, that is CNG. Provisions are also being made for initial 54,000 CNG conversion kits to kickstart an auto-gas conversion program. Whilst work is ongoing on the start of the state-of-the-art CNG station nationwide, the rollout aims to commence by November with pilots across 10 campuses nationwide.
The question remains, how will states queue into these agreements as this memorandum is not binding on them?
The workers at the state level will have organs in those places that use this as a benchmark to go towards the implementation. That's the essence of suspending a strike. When you suspend a strike, we return back to work.
Other industrial issues have also been included in this agreement, such as the leadership crisis rocking the NURTW and the purported prescription of the RTEAN, which should be resolved by October 13. There is also the long-standing dispute over outstanding salaries and wages of tertiary education workers in federal-owned education institutions. From State House, Abuja, Kendi Amodu, Trust TV News.
1 person has been killed while 4 others sustained injuries after gunmen attacked road users along NACA Agagbe Road in Gwir local government area of Benue State. Locals said that the attack happened Sunday afternoon while the victims were traveling from NACA and headquarters of Gwir West to rural Agagbe village. They said that the victims, mainly in internally displaced persons camp, were attacked close to Se Auna, adding that 1 person was killed in the process. Iba Turner Jacob, and Igagbe IDP camp chairman, in a telephone chat gave the name of the person killed in the attack as attacked by Ezekiel. The State Police Command is yet to confirm the incident. A group known as Concerned Citizens has staged a peaceful protest over recent rise in attacks by bandits in the northern part of the country. During the protest in Kaduna, the group also demanded the immediate release of the female students of the Federal University Gusau abducted by armed bandits. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
Recently, bandits renew attacks on communities across the north, leading to the killing and kidnapping of many. The group is out to express their grievances over what it called the deterioration of security in the north.
Actually, we have a lot of challenges in northern Nigeria, especially banditry and oil subsidy removal, which has caused a serious damage to the Nigerian citizens at all. So actually, we are calling the federal government to tackle insecurity within 24 hours. And then we are calling them to revise the price of petroleum from 620 naira to normal price 119 naira. And then we are calling them to wipe a VAT from the gas.
Another issue that dominated the protest was the kidnap of 3 female students of the Federal University Gusau.
Just innocent girls who went there to seek for education. I don't know what their fault is. I was once a student of Federal University Gusau, whereby I left due to some reasons, and I don't see their fault. The place is very, very insecure for education. The federal government, nor the state government, neither the local government is taking any action about what is happening there. We suffered a lot. I had to leave the school due to the insecurity that is happening there. Until date, I'm out of school.
The group advised the government to halt the renewed attacks and kidnapping of innocent citizens in the north.
The government has to take an action, maybe the federal or the state government, or I think they should collaborate and do something about that. If not, I think the school will be shut down, because there is no one that would take his or herself there while the place is not secure.
And I think the federal government and the legislation are no more taking the necessary action in securing this part of northern Nigeria.
So actually, the Nigerian government is not listening to the masses. I'm a victim of a banditry. I was adopted in last year 2022 and spent over 197 days in captivity. Actually, when I came back, and then we give them a lot of advices in either to take the dressing measure, and then fell about it to them.
The recent rise in the activities of bandits has become a concern to the region, with many calling for urgent government intervention. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Out to litigations. The Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Lafia, Nasarawa State has sacked incumbent Governor Abdullahi of the All Progressives Congress. The tribunal declared the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, David Mbogadu, as the duly elected governor of the state. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studio.
The National Independent Electoral Commission had declared Governor Sule Abdullahi of APC as the winner of the governorship election of March 18 in the state. Dissatisfied with the outcome of the said election, the candidate of PDP, David Mbogadu, filed a petition before the tribunal, arguing that he won the election instead of Governor Abdullahi. During trial, Mbogadu alleged that his votes were wrongly omitted during collation from polling units, wards, local government and other state collation centers, urging the tribunal to declare him the rightful winner of the election. His allegation of non-compliance with the Electoral Act were discountenanced by the Council of INEC, APC and Governor Sule. Reading the majority judgment, Chairman of the tribunal, Ezekiel Ajayi, who added and subtracted votes, declared that Governor Sule was not validly elected and that PDP candidate David Mbogadu scored the highest number of votes in the election. The tribunal ordered INEC to withdraw certificate of return from Governor Sule and issued same to the PDP candidate David Mbogadu, who according to the tribunal won the election. However, in a dissenting judgment, A member of the tribunal, Ibrahim Mashi, dismissed the petition on ground of lack of proof and contradictory statements from witnesses brought by the petitioner. He therefore affirmed the election of Governor Abdullahi Sule.
INEC declared Alhaji Sule as the governor of Nasarawa State. Dissatisfied with the judgment, the PDP and its candidates, Honorable Emmanuel David Mbugado, approached the tribunal on the ground that Alhaji Sule was not duly elected by majority of lawful vote cast at the election. Rather, Mbugado was the one who indeed secured the majority of lawful vote cast at the election.
The certain judgment held that the governor of Nasarawa State, who is the second respondent, Engineer A.A. Sule, is the winner of the March 18, 2023 governorship election, and that he won with 3,799 valid votes.
Trust TV gathered that both parties may appeal portion of the judgment deemed unfavorable to them.
Meanwhile, the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has called on his supporters to remain calm as he directed his legal team to appeal the ruling of the Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which upturned his election. Sule made the call while addressing supporters that turned up at the Government House shortly after the tribunal gave its judgment. Governor Sule said that he will appeal the lower court decision, urging the people of the state who turned up en masse to vote for him to remain calm. According to him, he still remains governor until the final determination of the case at the Supreme Court. The governor stated his resolve to continue with his development programs as if nothing has happened. The Plateau State Muslim Pilgrims Board has urged intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj to be prepared to pay a deposit of 2 million naira. The board also said that the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has allocated 1,345 Hajj seats for the state. The acting executive secretary of the board, Aishatu Ibrahim Saleh, disclosed this in a statement signed by the board information officer, Alhaji Sanusi Namu. The statement further advised those who have their deposit with the board and did not perform the 2023 Hajj to come to the board to get a bank teller for topping up their deposits. In the meantime, independent Hajj reporters has expressed worry over the apparent slow pace with the Nigerian authorities, where the Nigerian authorities are moving as regards preparations for the Hajj 2024. The civil society organization says the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has made it clear to all Hajj participating countries, even before Hajj 2023 was over, that preparations for Hajj 2024 have begun. The ministry also informed most countries of their Hajj quota and the new policies in place for the next year's Hajj. In a statement Monday signed by its national coordinator Ibrahim Mohammed, IHR says that Nigeria has about 4 months from now to conclude making all necessary arrangements. IHR charged NACA and the state's Muslim Pilgrims Board to expeditiously embark on a nationwide campaign targeting Muslims who intend to perform the 2024 Hajj to pay their deposits. Scores of persons are feared dead following an explosion in an illegal oil refining site in Ibas community in Moha local government area of Rivers State. It was learned that the incident occurred late Sunday night when some people in the community, numbering about 40, were scooping petroleum products. A source from the community identified as Emmanuel said that the victims were selling the product at the refining site when the place suddenly went up in flames. He further said that people from neighboring Isiopo in Ikwere local government area of the state, Iba and Edoha in Emohua local government, were affected. The State Police Command is yet to confirm the incident. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Abuja residents express happiness over Bua cement price reduction. Details and more after the break. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a look at the top stories. NLC TUC suspends planned strike for 30 days. Gunmen kill 1, injure 4 in attack on Benue community. Elsewhere, the Yobe state government has commenced the immunization of 1.1 million children against polio and other diseases across the 17 local government areas of the state. The 4-day immunization exercise is part of the polio outbreak response from the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the National Primary Health Care Development Agency and the state government. While flagging off the campaign against polio in Damaturu, the permanent secretary of the State Ministry of Health, Muhammad Abdullahi said that the exercise targeted children below the age of 5 to protect their lives and secure their future. According to him, the state government, in partnership with other healthcare partners, will ensure that polio is eradicated with the sustained fight against the disease. The state coordinator of the World Health Organization, Nuhu Ningi, reaffirmed the commitment of WHO to fight against killer diseases in the state. Nigerians have expressed happiness with the reduction of prices of Boa cement in the country. Trust TV's Kabir Lawal, who spoke to a cross-section of Nigerians in Abuja, has the details.
Nigerians, especially business owners, are heaving a sigh of relief following the recent reduction in the price of Boa cement, which, according to people, will go a long way in improving the standard of living in the country.
One of the impediments that has always hindered people from owning whether private property or commercial property has always been, among other factors, has also been the issue of the cost of cement. Apart from the cost of land, cement is the other item that takes a chunk of the cost of construction.
Dealers in building materials also said the impact of the cement price review will pave way for the reduction in the exchange rate of dollars.
What needs is a way to make sure that dollar crash down, even to 700 naira or 6 something. It will make most of the things come down, and people will be patronizing people. People will start their projects once again.
Some residents further explained that with this move, it will create an avenue for employment for the youths in the country.
I myself, I stopped building since 2 years and because of this cement of something. Because I started buying cement when I started my work when cement was 1,007, from 1,007 to 5,000 something now. So it's not something to talk about. But this very one, when I just got this current good news in this country concerning what BUA have done about reducing this very price of cement, it gives me so joy, and a lot of Nigerians, we are just so happy about that. In fact, it makes me start to work back.
Graduate who sells block as a means of livelihood called on the government to extend the gesture to other sectors to enable youth cash in and contribute their quota towards the development of the country.
Before now, if you have someone that will supply you directly from the factory, they are talking of 4,750
per bag.
Per bag. But if you are buying from containers, that is the retailers, they are talking of 5,000 plus. So you can see that the margin is different, and it's really affecting our business. In fact, I am so happy. If they will be able to achieve this, I'm telling you, I will be the happiest man. The price has come down. We will now sit with our customers to see how we can, do a business that will support everybody.
It can only affect us that have old stock, because you cannot buy cement the rate of 4,000 something and now still sell it 3,500 or 3,800. It's not possible. So they need to wait for us to finish our old stock because if we start selling that, it will affect our own too.
Residents further called on stakeholders in critical sectors of the economy to do the same in order to provide enabling environment for the development in the country. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
As Nigeria celebrates her 63rd anniversary, many Nigerians have continued to react to the attainment of independence by the country years after British rule. In most northern states of the country, the celebration appears to be low-key, with Jos, the capital of Plateau, not an exception. Musa spoke with some residents of Jos on this year's anniversary and now reports.
Nigeria gained independence from the colonial rule in 1960. On October 1st this year, Nigeria celebrated 63 years since the country became an independent nation. While some Nigerians still celebrate the day, others are saying there's nothing to celebrate considering the level of the country's development when compared to other countries that gained independence within the same period.
The good is that the country has remained one indivisible corporate entity, and then secondly, the country has enjoyed uninterrupted democracy for over 20 years. You know, those are bright spots. The bad, I think, is the fact that there hasn't been, the right commitment as far as the national project is concerned. And of course, the ugly is the fact that insecurity, poverty, corruption, and other national maladies have held back the country's development and put citizens in a sorry state of affairs.
I can see our leaders, trying to still, chart the path of dealing with corruption. Even the issue of subsidy removal, that too is a great, I see it as a bold step. So I want to believe we're on the right track.
Some of the residents, however, say, despite the challenges of underdevelopment, there is still hope for the country in the years ahead.
Our hope is in the hand of Allah. We hope that Allah, in His infinite mercy, will raise someone that will rescue the country to the right track. But now, our hope is dashed.
Those who are in power to listen to Nigeria, because we don't have any other country apart from Nigeria. They should listen to Nigeria so that we can be able to move forward. What Nigeria needs, they don't need much. If you ask my candid opinion, what they need is that they need food on their table. They need to sleep with their eyes open. They need to be saved wherever they are.
Although many Nigerians continue to complain about the hardship people are facing every day, leaders are hopeful that things will get better in the country. Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Away from Nigeria now, the United Nations Security Council has approved a multinational force to assist in Haiti as the Caribbean nation contends with widespread gang violence. The 15-member council voted overwhelmingly in favor on Monday, with 13 approving a Kenya-led mission to Haiti. The remaining two countries on the council, Russia and China, abstained, citing fears over Haiti's troubled history with foreign involvement. Gang violence has displaced approximately 200,000 residents and killed 3,000 people this year alone, with 1,500 more kidnapped for ransom. Haitian Foreign Minister Jean-Victor Genius applauded Monday's vote, calling for countries to commit to participating as quickly as possible. And in sports news, it was a remarkable day for Lagosians as Sporting Lagos began its campaign in the 2023-2024 Nigeria Premier League Football League season with a stunning 2-0 victory over Gombe United on Monday. The encounter took center stage at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena on Ikon, Lagos, with thousands of football fans turning up to witness Sporting Lagos' first game in the top flight. The host took the lead through Rivio Ayemwere, who was left unmarked beautifully, putting Sporting Lagos in front, thanks to Jonathan Aluku's sumptuous delivery to slot it home in the 42nd minute as they went into the halftime break with a goal lead. In the second half, the Paul Offo-led side doubled their lead in the 71st minute when Nantuan Clement scored after he benefited from Junior Locosa's missed overhead kick to score from close range home. It proved to be a comfortable home victory for the MPFL newcomers as they began their first campaign in the Nigerian Top Flight League for the first time in the club history. Sporting Lagos will face a tough task in Match Day 2 when they take on Awka United on Sunday at the Plateau Stadium, Uyo. That wraps it up for the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching.